Get in, nerds! We are playing Victoria 3. So, we are still in our war with Germany. We're trying to get one last objective here, and I think once we got that objective, they will be willing to accept the liberation of their territories, which we are in the process of effecting. Okay, so our armies do need to be separately deployed to the front. But now that they've gotten there, this should go real fast. Fast. Fastest it's ever been. Quick look at the market just to... This is where I want to be. Okay, so planes are expensive. That's interesting, because normally the market for planes is very small. Interesting. We're exporting to the world market with automobiles, but not as many as we were before, which is interesting. Increasing the size of the auto industry might not be a foolproof strategy. Alright, Belgium is out of the war. And now we're just up against Germany. We're trying to get just Hanover, which we should be getting very soon. We have inflicted significant devastation via modern warfare on our war target, Germany. But, you know, them's the breaks. 52%. This battle ends, that should go up. Come on. There it goes. Alright, and now we have full occupation. So, Germany. Are you willing to accept the peace deal? You certainly are. Let's get it. Beautiful. And we've now liberated Hanover and Westphalia. So, let's take a second to see how this impacts our finances. Standard of living is way higher, really suddenly. Harvest conditions started, we got a heat wave in Corsica, okay. Cash flow is doing really well. If we drop taxation, that should improve, but I am paying a lot in interest right now. A little shortage of governing capacity in Istria. Let's go ahead and build that up. Come back here. And let's start building again. Just briefly. Just to get that government building built and see what that does to our finances. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not great. So the question is, do I stop building or do I leave taxes high and stop building, or do I... Because I want to continue to keep cash flow up. I think I'll stop building for a bit and put taxes down. Ooh, there's art silk. Nice. Although maybe I'll just end maybe I'll just finish out the construction queue and then allow myself to simply recoup my losses. On the other hand, I could pull Hanover and Westphalia into my... Oh no, I've got a truce with them for 5 years. Alright, well, never mind. Something I was thinking about doing, but clearly not. What if I went after Denmark? Would anyone stop me? France would stop me. Actually, a lot of countries would stop me. Would try. I'd probably be able to take basically all of them. Spain I might be able to get on my side, but most I would not. Sad. Anyway, not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so that war was almost over. In your face, German Federation. Now you're even smaller. Hey, let me see the rankings. Let me see the rankings. Hey, let me see the rankings. What's going on here with these rankings? There we go. Alright, I'm significantly above Great Britain now, which makes me feel real good. We're finishing out some power block statues. Let's drop taxes back to high. It's going to get us a little bit more legitimacy. Not a lot, but a little more. And then once these are done, maybe I'll drop back to Midland. On the other hand, I'm paying a lot in interest right now, so maybe I should keep us at high. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. North-German Federation is improving relations. Well, alright then. That's fine. You can feel free to improve relations with me, the premier world power. Obviously, I'm in a truce with Occitania right now, so I can't seize back this territory. And Egypt is getting made a lot smaller. I think I may need to turn them into a puppet so that they stop getting attacked. Insufficient construction for investment pool. Really? I think that's fake. I think there'll be sufficient construction for the investment pool once I'm no longer well, I'm barely using any of it. So maybe we go ahead and increase the size of the construction sector. I suppose. Let's do that. Let's do that. So where do we want to build up? We've built up Venezia, Sardinia, Sicily, Piedmont, and Lazio, and Campania. What's our population look like? We've got a very small number of peasants and unemployed. So where are most of our unemployed people? Good number in Calabria. Good number of peasants and unemployed in Sicily. Ooh, Corsica's pretty low in standard of living. Let's build up the construction sector here, provide a baseline amount of jobs. I didn't realize I was at none there. And then maybe for... Okay, so there's a certain amount of unemployment in Lombardy. And some in Lazio. So we'll build up Lombardy. And then Calabria, we had unemployment. Yes, we had unemployment in Calabria. We'll build that up. And this will put us at a nice, respectable 116. And hopefully that'll be sufficient investment for the investment pool. Because we want them to continue building. We have electricity shortages in Apulia, Venezia, and Sicily. British East Africa wants our support for their independence in exchange for investment rights. Sure. I think that's fine. Obviously, this means there will be an amount of time where my investment pool is contributed. Fiat is losing prosperity. How is this possible? Oh, well, they're only going down to 99. It's fine. I guess other people are finally producing some cars. Although we are producing most of the cars. Where are all these regular cars being built? Fiat, you gotta buy those automotive industries. You feel? Do I have some Bean cars? No, that's certainly not productive. Automotive industry is still basically ridiculously productive in my market. Ooh, but that costs electricity. I could produce artificial silk. It says they'll be more productive. Let's see if they will. Buy a little. Buy a bit. So, I have some electricity shortages and I need to remedy that. Apulia, Venezia, Sicily. So first, Apulia. Oh my gosh, I've completely forgotten. I've only been not playing for like 3 days. Apulia. There's chemical warfare. Needs a couple more buildings. Venezia needs 5 more. And Sicily needs 4 more. So curious. We'll throw the power block statues at the bottom of the queue. I'm not actually building that many, but I just want to make sure. And now tech. Military, we finished out chemical warfare. Do I do modern battle fleet tactics? I think yes. Just to knock it out. And then let's circle back here. I need compression ignition and the oil turbine. And then I need household plastics. Ooh, actually, I think I need household plastics first, then the others. We're getting on towards the end of the game here. I'm doing very well from an innovation standpoint. I've got a lot of unspent innovation because I really increased the size of my universities right at the end there. So I'm getting massive spread to anything that I don't have already. Cash flow is looking good. Interest is down to 44K, which is not bad at all. Spain. I wish I could take you into my market. I would love for you to be in my market. And yet, you are not. What if I grab Ovimbundu? They're not anyone's subject. What if I grab them? What if I reach out and grab them? Spain might stop me. Netherlands, United States might, but they'd be more inclined to be on my side. British East Africa, not really a problem. If there's anything I can give them, I might be able to rush it. I think this will, well, Austria, but I can smash Austria in a war. I'm not worried about Austria. Let's try it. Let's make ourselves a little war. I'm only going to mobilize my smallest army. And even then, not yet. Ooh, an event. Cross-border investments. Italian industrialists are interested in making investments in neighboring Swiss industries. He stood up, put his hat on, and headed towards the door. At first it seemed he would leave without another word, but then he turned around and spoke, with barely suppressed anger. Being accused of lacking in patriotism for where I try to make money isn't just an insult. It betrays a complete lack of understanding of how money is made. Do you think I made what I already have by thinking provincially? An excellent investment, improves relations with Switzerland, increased manufacturing tax income in Switzerland for a while. Relations are already good and they're quite loyal. Or strong-arm them into investing domestically. Industrialists mad, but increased manufacturing tax income here. I'm going to let them go to Switzerland. I don't want to make the industrialists any angrier than I've already made them due to the whole compulsory primary school thing. That should be getting them to the top. Okay, we're very close by. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. How much am I paying in welfare? Not that much. I think I'm going to go ahead and also increase Social Security up to level 3. So, Occitania, stop damaging relations. Well, good. So we'll see if they're willing to be friends. Actually, no. I will not do that. Netherlands sides with Ovimbundu, Dutch East Indies, Dutch Congo. Alright, none of that's a shock. None of that is a surprise. Okay, I could get the United States. I could try and steal Dutch Congo. That would be fun. I could steal Dutch East Indies, but that would freaking annihilate loyalty in my empire. So I don't want to do that. Do I want Dutch Congo? What's here? These are resource industries, a little bit of oil, a lot of rubber, fruit stuffs. Congolese Equateur. Could do. Let's wait a little longer. Education's up to 5, very good. Austria sides with Ovimbundu, very good. This is what I'm a little bit more excited about. So, because I think I might grab myself a Tyrol. Let's put our main armies on the front. Let's put our smallest army somewhere I can locate them. Yes, Zulu. Very good. Then I can do a naval invasion, and that'll be just fine. Oh, there's another front over here. Well, alright, let's split our forces. Which I think should be fine. Spain, what do you want? You want to enforce investment rights in one of a couple of different countries. Now, this means infamy. It's lowest in the Dutch East Indies. Or I could offer an obligation. But what can I steal now that I'm working with Austria? Krakow, that's not really of interest to me. Liberate subject. Can't do that. Liberate country. What if I liberated Hungary? What if I liberated... That's Bohemia. That's not Poland, that's Bohemia. I guess I can only liberate Poland from Russia. Tragedy. Czechoslovakia? Oh man, that would be so rude. Rudeness size large. Okay, but what if I stole Tyrol? That's really a bigger question. I know that's the question on everyone's mind here. What if I stole Tyrol? What if I got myself a Tyrol? It's only 19.9 infamy. If I grab Croatia and Dalmatia, that might be... No, that'd be more. Interesting. Alright. Well, Austria, give me Tyrol. Now they're less likely to align with me. But that's okay. I still think I can take all three of them at once without a problem. Because my army is significantly higher tech than theirs. Alright, we got a huge munitions shortage, but that is what it is. I'm not worried about that. Occitania sides with Ovimbundu. That's not what I wanted. Occitania, you dorks, stop that. Spain, what do you want? You want the same stuff. Interesting. I'm going to go for the investment rights one. Oh, this is only infamy for Spain. Interesting. Interesting. I misunderstood. Okay, well, let's see. This is Dutch East Indies, and this is the Netherlands. Let's go with the one in the Dutch East Indies, why don't we? Beautiful. And then United States. For treaty article, you want investment rights in Occitania. Well, I would be delighted to have your assistance. Beautiful. This is its own front, and I don't need to worry about it. I am actually going to raise my conscripts, I think. Well, again, maybe I don't need to. Maybe I do not need to. Now, do I want to steal anything from Occitania? If I could conquer Upper Egypt for Egypt. This is Greece. This is Switzerland. Where's Egypt? This is the Ottomans. Come on. Okay, I can't conquer anything for Egypt because they're not in the war. Fine. And conquering for a subject still causes me my losses. What if I took Crete? Oh, right. Crete is in Egyptian hands. I can't do that. I can't do that. All right. Let's not goof with my infamy anymore here. So now the question is just, do I raise conscripts or do I not? Let's grab one of our smaller fleets and put them in the waters outside of Ovimbundu. just to make that a process here. Actually, I'm going to put this army on the main front. Because I think my subjects can handle this. I see this as a secondary front. I see this as the main front. Do I raise my conscripts? I think maybe I do. Taxes are still really, really high. Yeah, better safe than sorry. I guess I've gone to major war footing without even really considering it all that hard, which is maybe a mistake on my part, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to raise conscripts for this army because I need them to be able to do a naval invasion when the time comes to get Ovimbundu, the country that I'm actually attacking here. Let's maybe swap these two armies. So that I can have a ratio of about 30 on each of these fronts. Again, I'm not too concerned about Wallachia not being fully built up. I think they'll be fine. I'm finishing out my construction queue, just building one more power block statue. Get myself a little bit of extra prestige here. And who's exiled? Fourth Corps. It's not you, is it? No. Somebody's visiting a location. Okay, weird. They sorted themselves out. That's fine. That's just fine. I could increase... Well, military wages are actually important for morale recovery. So I'm going to keep that high. The cost is actually relatively low, so I'm not all that concerned about it. So, what are our goals? You're going to take Tyrol. Oop, Tyrol. You're going to take Tyrol. And that means Austria is going to lose war support protection, and that's going to be really important. Ovimbundu backs down. Well, fine. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Their liberty desire is going up, but soon they'll be integrated with our economy, and their liberty desire will not be going up. Wonderful. I spent money, and I made money. Electricity shortage in Lazio. Not super pleased about that. I feel like I keep building up Lazio. Gosh dang. Lazio needs way more electricity. Lazio needs like double the electricity she has right now. Yeah, let's build up another 20... Let's build up 26 levels. Morocco revolted in Congo. Hey, Congo. You want to be better friends? No? Okay. What's going on over here? Ah, India is having herself an issue. You get him, India. Futa Toro. There's a French subject. That's an internal French matter, but I'll leave it open just in case. Iraq, I can safely ignore. And this is another internal issue in India, and then Russia is going after Norway to take a protectorate, and Norway has returned asking for regime change in Finland. What an interesting situation. Norway, you're no longer a Swedish subject, which is interesting as well. Maybe I will stop up the Russians doing this. Norway does not have an army, so their situation could prove complicated. You have Bahraini support. War goals. I could demand the transfer of a subject, but that hardly seems useful. I guess I could just steal territory. Conquer Russian Dobruja for the Ottomans. Hardly seems useful. But I don't want Russian influence to continue growing here. So I think it's inevitable. Great Britain sides of Norway. Well, never mind. In that case, I don't even need to deal with that. Because the British can beat the Russians in a fight, I feel. I feel strongly that that's the likely outcome here. Interest is up a little since I did a huge mobilization earlier, but not that much. We've got the right back in control of the government. Any law changes I want to do? Sweden sides with Norway. All right, not shocking there. Can't do workers' protections because the children all like labor rights, regulatory bodies, which is the difficulty that you run. Workers' protections gives you additionally. I was curious. Workers' protections used to give higher wages. I think I'm not seeing. Maybe the change isn't displaying here, or maybe it's different. I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. Again, I could get it with war goals, but I'm not interested in doing that. Still, I do desire Tyrol. Austria, have you and I fallen into a truce? We have done. For 5 years. Just as a result of that? How curious. That is quite curious. Serbia is low in liberty desire. So I could reduce their level of autonomy, but let's take a look at subjects and see if they're the primary one. So for protectorates, I could do Italian East Africa. Ooh, Italian East Africa is a good target, because they're large. Orania is at high liberty desire, interestingly. Transvaal 2. Quite curious. Let's go ahead and reduce the liberty desire of Italian East Africa. Or the autonomy, rather. It's going to increase their liberty desire, but it is what it is. It's going to make all my other subjects a little skittish, but that's okay. These things happen. These things happen. South Africa, we still chill? Seems as though we are. You're on my market, we're chilling today. And once again, I am back to my state of trying to get my national debt down so that I don't wind up in a kerfuffle that I can't recover from. Economy is growing pretty rapidly. We're still behind Great Britain, but we're getting there. The standard of living is doing okay. It's not as good as it was before, but I've got taxes pretty high at this stage, so I can kind of see why that's happening. Construction conglomerates having a little bit of a prosperity shock, but I don't think that'll be much of a problem. Automotive industries are massively increasing in size. Now, munitions plants are all currently owned by the government, which means they shouldn't downsize if I overbuild them. So I guess we'll see. Now that I've got coal mines in my own territory, let's swap those over to... Let's actually get all of our mines on the Steam Donkey. I think they're going to be more productive on the Steam Donkey anyway. And we've got the mobile warfare tactics available for our barracks. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Do we have Zeppelins yet? No. Could do more transport for rail. They just think they'll be doing worse. They'll actually be doing better. Steam Donkey, they'll be doing even better. Fishing wharves, let's do refrigerated transport. That's even better. What about refrigerated rail cars? Even better? Even better. Perfect. I nailed it. I was so good at video games. Electricity shortage in Lombardy. We'll build some more power plants here. Wow, that's a heck of a shortage. Even with so many levels of power plants, let's build 14 levels. I'm just rounding up to nice even numbers because I like it. 9 weeks? Is that all it takes for me to build power plants now? Oh, I think they might have reduced the... Yeah, I think this is a 1.9.6 update. They reduced the cost of power plants because we're building a lot more of them than we were before. I think that's right. I think that's correct. Let's take a look at other local prices while we're thinking about it. And as the episode is coming to an end here. anywhere I've got a real shortage in Italy of transportation? It looks like, yes, in Corsica, Venezia, and Lombardy. Corsica, what's the price of transport here? Oh my gosh, Corsica doesn't even have a... It's got one railway. Subsidize! Lombardy, local transport price is... we need a lot more levels. How much transport does one railway produce these days, sir? Seems like 60. Maybe 55. $45, technically. All right, so that's why doing it with math isn't as good. So with 45, I'm currently at 800. I need to go up to 1400. So that means I need about 12 levels. That should be fine. And then Venezia, we have a shortage that can be compensated by only 7 levels. Beautiful. All right, nice. That's very good. I'm glad they reduced the construction cost of power plants, because that was really brutal. Do a promotion. The petite bourgeoisie demand the promotion of Lieutenant General Melchior Rosaral, touting his history of loyal and effective service. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Just puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Niccolini's face when the field marshal learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he would have his due. I can say he's earned it. That'll make them happier, or I'll say they will not force our hand. It'll make them unhappy, it'll make the armed forces happy, and it will reduce the general's popularity. I'm going to say yes to them. That should hopefully activate their ability. Oh, right, because the threshold to activate is lower than the threshold to lose, which is fine. Makes perfect sense. That prevents fluctuation. Alright, looks like the Swedes and the Norwegians are winning their war against the Russians with British help. So that's very good. Very pleased about that. Any other issues in our market? Let's take a quick look at electricity. Make sure that we're not in massive shortages. We are experiencing some electricity shortages once again. So let's just quickly knock out building those. We have Istria, Tuscany, Corsica, Piedmont, Romagna, and Campania. Istria, you need, gosh, so much more. Corsica, how much do you need? You just need subsidies of the plants that exist. Now at Piedmont, you need a massive expansion. Let's just throw 30 levels in there. And then what were the other places? I needed Tuscany, Romagna, and Campania. And Abruzzo and Apulia are a little bit on the edge. Tuscany, Romagna, and Campania. Tuscany. Yep, need about double. Romagna. Need just a few more levels, by which I mean double. And Campania, you need about double, once again. And then finally, Abruzzo and Apulia will each get 5 levels just to even things out. Alright, with that having been said, that is all the time we've got for this episode. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.